Good afternoon, executives of the gaming industry. Thank you very much for being here, following us in this space, in this special space of interviews that we have called GNM One-on-One. This is a space for personal, professional interviews with leading executives of the gaming industry. Today, we have the privilege to come on us with David Flinn. He's the Regional Vice President for Canada, South America, and Central America of IGT. Thank you very much, David, for being here, participating on this conversation.
Well, thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure.
As I will say, David, this is a kind of a trip from the past. We analyze the present of your life and your company, and also we anticipate the future. So just for starting in the past, we want to know about your upbringing, how your life raised, how your family raised you, what were the main values they transmit to you?
Sure. Well, listen, I have amazing parents, and I grew up on the east coast of Canada, a place called Atlantic Canada, which is made up of 4 provinces. And, we had simple rules in our house, and it was to be kind to everybody, be polite, and learn something new every day. And my parents were incredibly supportive of me, incredibly supportive of my brother. And, they really laid the bedrock and the framework for where I am today, because they were great parents and still are.
And when you were a teenager, when you were in your 20s, when you were growing older, what were your main hobbies, interests, your studies? What were the issues you were concentrating the most?
Sure. I mean, I love sports. I love all sports. I grew up, I'm Canadian. By default, you have to play hockey. I think it's a rule somewhere in our country. But I grew up playing hockey and baseball and a little bit of golf. And as time went on, and as I got into university and into the working world, your time gets devoured, and you have a family and children, and now I focus on my family, and I play a little golf when I can.
And in those days, in those early days of your life, did you ever imagine that you were going to dedicate your life to gaming? I mean, did you have any kind of relationship with gambling and with casino worlds and that type of entertainment?
It's such a good question. I mean, no is the short answer. It's funny, as you go through life and you go on this journey, and you go on this journey for your personal life, and you go on this journey for your career. Neither were ever set for me, and by chance, by timing, I've been very, very fortunate to do many different things. I've worked in manufacturing, I've worked in sales, I've worked in technology. I owned a technology company. But for me to end up in gaming was just by coincidence, and I was looking for my next challenge, and Spilo in Moncton, New Brunswick, where I lived, was a large employer, and they had an opportunity, and I was lucky enough to get that opportunity, and that was back in 2005, and that's what started my career in gaming, and I've loved it ever since.
And what were you expecting when you started in the gaming industry in 2005, and what's your balance right now after 15 years in gaming? I mean, what were your previous expectations, and what's your analysis today of your main learnings, and what were you able to also transmit to your collaborators there?
Sure. Well, it's kind of funny. When I first started in this industry, I probably had never been in a casino in my life. I think I'd saw VLTs before, and got into the business, and really it was a great learning experience for me, and it still is a learning experience. The main thing I've learned about this and every business, it's really comes down to the end of the day, it's about people. It's about the people you work with, it's the people you work for, it's your customers. And the key to, at least in my opinion, the key to being successful is to be collaborative, listen to people, create an environment where people feel they can freely speak up and voice their opinions. And that is how you become successful. When you start listening to other people's ideas, having them listen to your ideas, and it really is, this whole industry is about people and relationships and doing the right thing.
David, we have done lots of interviews in this GNM one-on-one space, and we have talked with different executives from different parts of the industry, from providers to manufacturers to regulators. And we have talked with people that, as you have said, didn't have any relationship with gaming, and they immediately were attracted to this industry. So what's your concept about gaming? How much did this industry attracted you for you to be more than 15 years there,
Yeah, I think the main reason is it's because it's so diverse, and it's fun. I mean, we're dealing with an entertainment industry, and I always tell people, if you can't have fun in gaming, you're not going to have fun in any job, because this is a fun job. And it's fun for many reasons, not just because of the environments that we're selling our products in, but it really is a diverse business. Looking at IGT alone, we have a lottery side of the business, we have a casino side of the business, we have a VLT side of the business, we have an interactive or a play digital component to our business. It really is so broad, and there's so many things to learn about and so many things to be a part of. The IGT, I think a lot of it is why I enjoy it so much, is the IGT portfolio is so expansive that you've got a broad horizon of things to learn about and deal with on a day-to-day basis.
And in terms of your experience and your career inside of IGT, what would you say were your main goals, and how did you face all the challenges you had to work with during all of those years? I mean, it's a lot of years in the industry.
Yeah.
I'm sure you had a lot of challenges you had to face and to overcome. So how would you describe your achievements in gaming, specifically inside of IGT?
Well, again, a lot of it is over the years has been, making sure that I understand the business, and it's very cyclical. If you remember back in 2008, 2009, we had a large economic challenge that faced, certainly North America and the planet as well. And here we are back with another challenge with COVID. So, I think going through those experiences has really helped me understand and how to hopefully run a business efficiently and take care of a P&L efficiently. And, also the ebb and flow of the technology in the business. I mean, if you go back 15 years ago, and what we were selling and how we were selling it is very, very different than it is today with the advent of, the growing sports business, the play digital business, online casinos. It's having to not only adapt as a company from a technology standpoint, but adapt your mindset and help adapt the mindset of your customers, because as we know, change is a difficult thing. And Canada has gone through a lot of those changes, and now Latin America, and specifically the regions I deal with, Central and South America, are going through those changes as well. So the challenge is to stay up with the evolutionary pace.
So you have mentioned it. You said IGT has evolved with the industry in terms of producing new content, and from land-based to digital, and have new divisions, and how much your career has evolved so far, because you were starting with the Canadian market, and now you are in charge not only of Canada but also South America and Central
Sure.
America. So how were you able to learn from those regions and from those customers as well to better transmit how IGT's content, IGT's product, and as well your experience in those areas?
Sure. Well, I started out in 2005 as senior director of global VLT sales. So I had Europe, I had Canada, I had the US, and it was specifically just VLTs and VLT systems. And then eventually I moved into taking on some of the casino business, and then I ended up doing the lottery side of the business. So, being involved in all those facets and on a global scale has been really eye opening and has been a real learning. And then when I left IGT, or at the time Spilo, in 2009, and I went to work as executive vice president at Atlantic Lottery. And I ran their entire lottery business, both the lottery side and the VLT side, for 2 years. And again, was exposed to the operator side of the business, not necessarily the vendor side. So again, I got to see both sides of the fence. And then I returned back to the vendor side in 2011 to run IGT Canada prior to the merger of IGT and GTech. And again, that was more focused on casino. So I went from being a VLT person to a lottery and VLT person to almost strictly a casino person. So I've been very, very fortunate to get concentrations in all facets of our business. And Latin America is very similar to Canada in the sense that it has a strong casino market, a strong casino systems market. It has VLTs in the marketplace. It is now emerging as Play Digital and an interactive space. So I'm really hoping that all of my past experiences transfer over, and I'm able to learn from the customer base and the employee base in LATAM, and combine that with my knowledge, and hopefully we come up with a solid plan and solid solutions for the market.
And being a team leader, being a leader of a team in not only in Canada but also in these regions in South America and in Central America, in which way you were able to transmit the company's goals as well as your personal values in order to have a better relationship with your collaborators, as well as a better relationship with clients, because you have like the two feet. You have to lead a team with your collaborators, and you also have a relationship with clients. So how were you able to connect with both of them as a leader?
The key is communication. It really, really is communication. And I think I alluded to it a little earlier on, that this is not about David Flynn's ideas. It's about everybody's ideas. It's about our customers' thoughts and goals. It's about our employees' thoughts and goals. And it's about creating an environment where people know that you will genuinely listen to what they have to say. And it doesn't mean you're going to agree all the time, but you will genuinely listen to what people have to say and make sure their ideas are heard and they have a voice. And when you give people a voice and you're able to have, productive debates, I would call it, reasonable debates and I think a good debate is the pleasant exchange of ideas and where both parties walk away having learned something. When you can create that environment and everybody is bought into the goals and the aspirations because they've had input into it, that's how you're successful, and that's how you're going to grow, and that's how you're going to be better as a business.
Great. And talking about the future, I mean, considering today's difficult challenges, how do you envision yourself and the company in those regions, specifically in Canada, in South America, and Central America, in terms of new products, in terms of new challenges to face, in terms of new ways to connecting people? As you had said, we have in this region the evolution of iGaming. So this is another challenge to face. So how do you envision your company in a couple of years, if you're able to, in terms of that?
Sure. I mean, I want to be very much a multi-vertical vendor. I just don't want to sell casino machines, and I just don't want to sell casino systems. I am a firm believer. I mean, it's obviously a buzzword, but I believe in omni-channel. We've been very successful in Canada, leveraging games in the play digital space and linking them to the land-based space. And we have, proven data and benchmarks that show that this actually is better for the customer. The players are more engaged. They, everything. It just creates a better situation for everybody. So, we've been very, very strong in Latin America on the core sales, on trade sales. But we haven't been very good on participation or premium lease in this space. And the the digital market, as you said, is just starting to emerge. So if I've done my job and we've done our job as a company and a team, in the next 2 or 3 years, we will expand our verticals. We will grow the participation space. We will grow the play digital space. We will link spaces. Players will be able to travel back and forth between verticals seamlessly with the same account and the same wallet and the same loyalty program. This is absolutely the future, and it's absolutely where IGT needs to be as a business, and it's quite frankly that's where the customers are going. So IGT needs to keep up and provide products and services that fit those needs, and if we do that, I think we're going to be in a very, very good position in the future, both in Canada and Latin America.
That's great. And being a sports fan, David, do you imagine yourself maybe in a sports betting position in terms of digital content, digital products of IGT? Do you think you maybe be selling a sports betting product segment in the future?
Absolutely, we're there now, and we are one of, if not the largest provider of sports betting in the United States right now. We're looking at several opportunities in Canada. We're white labeling a few folks, brands in the US as well. And I would be very disappointed if we weren't successful in partnering with several customers in Central and South America to provide sports betting. We have an amazing solution, and it works incredibly well. And it's absolutely something that we hope to get as regulations and jurisdictional requirements allow.
That's great. That's great. And we are now in the last question, David. And as you may know, our last question is related to tourism, because we consider tourism is an industry that is very close to, of course, to gaming. We hope in the near future for people to be able to travel again to
Me too.
Places. And in terms of this issue particularly, what are the main cities, or maybe talking about your country, about Canada, that you would recommend for people to visit in terms of their landscapes and their gastronomy, their culture, the people
Sure.
itself? What would you say these places would be nice if you were able to visit to know more about?
Well, I mean, as you're probably aware, Canada is a very large and diverse country, and as we all are, we're all very proud of where we come from, and we're proud of our country, and I'm no different. I'm definitely a true blue Canadian, and I love my country. But Canada is sort of 5 or 6 regions. The Atlantic Canada, where I'm from. You have the province of Quebec. You have the province of Ontario. You have the prairies, British Columbia, and then of course the North. And these are all very distinct and different parts of our country with unique cultures and unique personalities. And I think the one thing that ties that all together is being Canadian. And part of being Canadian, and one of the many things I'm proud of, is part of being Canadian is being yourself and being who you are, and enjoying your language and enjoying your culture and enjoying who you are. So, I encourage everybody to try every region that I just named because they are all different. You can go to BC and be in the Rocky Mountains and experience amazing Asian culture, and you can go to the prairies and go see a rodeo. And Toronto is probably one of the most metropolitan cities on the planet. I mean, it's so multicultural and accepting and interesting to visit. And of course, Quebec is Quebec. It's Montreal and Quebec City. It's as close as you're going to get to Europe, in North America. If you go to Quebec City, it's a walled city, and the French cuisine is amazing. And then where I'm from, Atlantic Canada, we're known for our hospitality. I mean, if you break down on the side of the road in Atlantic Canada, I'm pretty sure in under 5 minutes, somebody's going to stop and help you, probably take you home and cook you dinner. So it really is a culturally diverse and accepting country. And anybody that's listening to this, I hope that you go visit because it's a great country.
Hopefully we will be able to visit it. I mean, I have some relatives there. I have friends also in Vancouver, in Montreal as well. So that's the great excuse for me to visit and to know all the country.
Yes. I hope you make it.
Hopefully, not only me, but all the people will be able to travel and to know more about Canada. David Flinn, Regional Vice President for Canada, South America, and Central America of IGT. Thank you very much, really, for sharing your time, sharing your experience, your life in this space, in this GNM one-on-one space. Thank you very much, really.
Thank you very much, Roman. It was a pleasure. I really enjoyed it.
And of course, thank you, executives of the gaming industry, for being there on the other side of the screen, following this space, following all of our content in YouTube. You can, of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can keep on following us with the content development we have done over the last 2 years. Thank you very much for being there, and thank you. Have a great afternoon. Bye.
Thank you. You as well.